Hey everyone, it's Blue Lizard Jello, and welcome back at long last to Terraria. A couple of years ago, I did a solo hardcore expert world walkthrough of Terraria, and I actually was able to complete the game on a single life, and a lot of you actually really enjoyed it. I was a bit surprised given the type of content that's normally on my channel, and for the last 2 years, I have gotten messages here and on Facebook and on Reddit asking me to return to the game and to try and shake it up a little bit. So I've really had to stop and think, how can I make this different? And people had some suggestions and some really good ones, and I'm gonna try and incorporate those into this challenge. But you know, there's one thing that really stood out, and that's the fact that the last time I played solo. So I thought maybe this time I'd bring someone along. And I hear him getting...
Oh my gosh, I can't get out.
Oh wait, don't die.
Alright, I'm back.
Do I need to help you?
I think I'm okay.
I have some, why don't I come down to you?
I got really nervous. Sorry about that.
We'll continue.
I get a little bit upset.
You know what, I'm gonna do one of these, okay? So, everyone, this is my good friend, Gladdy. I've known him for over a decade now. We've been playing games together for just about as long. And one of the things that we did way back when, some of you actually may remember this, we played Diablo 3 together. Hardcore. But we added a little bit something to it. Dave, or Mr. Gladdy, what did we do different?
So we came up with, well, I should say Mr. Blue Lizard Jello came up with the idea to make it just that one extra wrinkle of ridiculousness in a multiplayer game that we started, was to actually go in and do a random number generator to generate classes. So as opposed to just doing a standard, okay, you go do this, I go do this type thing, we actually had to fight with maybe not our strongest character, and that just added that one extra level of Mr. Blue Lizard Jello's touch on the game. So that's kind of what we came up with for this. This is kind of all Blue Lizard Jello's, hey, I'm kind of getting this weird itch to get back into it. And I said, hey, man, there's nothing that I would rather do than hang out with you. Like Mike said, we've been doing this for, goodness gracious, for forever, from Red Dead Redemption to Diablo to everything else. So it's definitely been a great ride, and now we get to actually sit down and try and run this ridiculous thing together. I've watched Mike's full playthrough multiple times. I always like going through and watching him, because it was a ridiculous run that you had when you went through it, and every time I talk to you, I tell you, I'm like, I don't know how you did this. Just so cavalier and so nonchalant that you just ran through this. But I think the thing that really excited me about it was just how excited you were to knock down the mech bosses, to knock down the skeletrons and everything else. So I'm just excited to be here, excited to be asked to come over and kind of hang out with you for hopefully the next block of hours. And hopefully it's not a quick demise, but I think we're in a good place. I think we've got a good plan. I think we're going to kind of stick to it, and we'll see kind of what happens after that.
And it's really less about the plan at this point as much as it is about the execution, as we've learned. So let me talk about the rules a little bit. By the way, this is just an intro video. We are going to be deleting anything that we collect here. We're going to not play in this world. We're going to create a brand new one for the series. But the rules of the series, we are going to be randomizing some of it. First things first, we are going to do this somewhat class-based. So for pre-hard mode, will be using mostly thrown weapons. I actually found those are incredibly effective, and it's something different. Once I'm in hard mode, melee is going to be the name of the game. If it says melee, then it's going to be fair game, but I will be focusing mostly on yo-yos, kind of interspersing some differently. Now, Gladdy here is going to be using ranged, so throughout the playthrough, he's going to be focusing mostly on bows and guns. Both of us will be using summons. However, we have decided we cannot use the same summon. So if I get the slime staff, which is an incredibly lucky drop, he can't use it. He has to use like the hornet staff or the imp staff, and we're going to continue kind of that flip-flop throughout the series. We also can't use the same armor, even from the get-go. If I'm in cactus armor, he has to be in wood or boreal, something along those lines. We'll never share summons or armor sets. The other thing, we are going to be playing on a large world. We will be playing on expert mode, and we're going to randomize Corruption or Crimson. So I'm going to hit that random button. We'll see what we get. We'll kind of, play the cards as they lie or play the ball as it lies. But the last rule, and this is a big one. Back when we were playing Diablo 3, we played not just hardcore, but we played what we termed ultra hardcore.
I think we should call it the Blue Lizard Ultra Hardcore.
The Blue Lizard Ultra Hardcore? I could get on board with that. What that means is that we essentially share one life. If one of us dies, we both die. Easier said than done, because now we're no longer just looking out for ourselves. We have to look out for each other. Now, we have practiced this. I will tell you, over the last couple of weeks, I think we've logged about, 60 hours almost?
Yeah, I would say pretty close to that.
It's getting pretty close, and we have not made it through the end on a single life. In fact, in the last playthrough where we actually did the entirety of the game, I had, I think, 11 characters,
Yeah.
which is not a good sign. But that's how we're gonna do it. The biggest thing is we want you guys to enjoy. We want you to have fun with this, and we want you to be engaged. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. We will do our best to get to them. Now, we're going to be recording these typically in blocks of time, 2, maybe even 3 hours at a time. So just because you leave a comment on episode 1 doesn't mean we're going to be able to get to it for episode 2. It might be sometime down the line, but we will read all of them. We will take them into account. Oh, one other thing that I should mention. We're going to do our best not to do anything that is considered cheesing. So we're not going to build a single rope ladder straight up to kill the king slime. We're not going to be building a skybox to rain down hellfire down onto the destroyer. Once we've killed a boss once, or successfully gotten through an event like the pirate invasion, then the rules go out the window. We can do whatever we want to farm them as long as we've shown that we can do it, and I'm going to use air quotes here, legitimately. Then we can use traps, we can use boxes, whatever it is. So, am I leaving anything out?
The only thing that I would say was what we talked about a little bit either today or yesterday was if we do get the alert that something is happening, stop what we're doing and come back to surface. So whether it be slime is raining from the sky, anytime we can't hoard. We're not going to hoard all the boxes like you did when you did fishing in your solo. There is a lot of squirrels being annihilated right now. Like there's some anger in this house. But basically what we did was we are not going to cheese the fish. Fishing and then going into hard mode and opening 150, 200 plus boxes. We've done it. We've done it both ways. We liked it doing it one way, but we also like it's basically like starting all over again. And I think that was really what kind of caught Blue's eyes, was saying, hey, I really like this. Let's go. And now you have to be kind of calculating and starting hard mode. So. And
That's
then,
right.
And then the other one was coming back up if we see the alert.
That's right. Yep. So to kind of summarize, we're not going to be fishing and hoarding crates on hard mode to get the hard mode ores. We're not going to hoard hearts. We did talk about that. So we're not going to get to 180 and then save up hearts till we're at 400 to fight the eye. We're going to break hearts as we find them. And then, yes, if we get something like, you feel a suspicious presence watching you or whatever it is, we have to come to the service and deal with that threat then and there and not wait. All right. Well, night is rapidly approaching. I think it's time that we dump the items that we've collected, including any money.
Okay.
No, you're just delete it. You're throwing it into my inventory.
I'm going to throw it to you.
Oh. Well, I hope you all enjoy. We are ready with episode 1 coming up right after this. Mulder and Scully coming at you.
Rocking and rolling.
Stay tuned. Hope you enjoy. And, well, I would say that I'll see you next time, but I'll see you in just a second.